I really attribute my success now, post incarceration, basically to that stuff that I did while there. Because had I not, there was nothing there. I would have been somebody who came out of prison 20 years later with no skills. And these skills have ultimately led me to being a paralegal first at the Lawndale Christian Legal Center, and now I work for one of the best places, the MacArthur Justice Center, which is part of the Northwestern School of Law, Northwestern University School of Law. So, like, man, I really, truly attribute those classes and those courses that I took towards my basic success now. What their classes really taught was just, it gives you being able to sit there and learn and figure out that you could make it in one of those places is one of the best feelings in the world. Because so many times you're marginalized by where you're from, the color of your skin, or even the bad deeds that some of us may have actually committed. So for you to ultimately be able to be a student in that time and to say, yeah, I have this or that, I think that it changes your whole perception of who you are, of what you can achieve, of the things that are obtainable to you. And I think that that's the greatest feeling that anybody can experience. And seeing those type of things like inside of a prison walls is very transformative in a lot of different ways, because you see guys ultimately begin to really think of life in a different way, to see a different perspective and be like, oh, well, that's all this was, and not to minimize learning or anything, but it just gives, a sense of, okay, I can make it there. And now when you feel like you can make it there, it forces you to address other things that maybe you were, misinformed, or your other shortcomings in doing so. Different points throughout it all, I think that you end up having these aha moments, or when you think you've plateaued, you find another, another place to rise to. I think one of the first ones came with Dr. Margaret Burroughs. She came through prison and she would ask people like, who are you? And people would think that that's like a simple question, but that's not a simple question at all. Who are you when you're inside of that place? Are you what they claim to be? Are you the skin color? Or are you your gender? Nah, but who you are is something far greater than the outward appearance or the adjective you use. I think that was one. Then getting Miss Sarah Ross in there to help bring my art out of the prison, where it was like you're doing something for the rest of the world to see, and really to understand like that focus. And then we had Alice Kim, who was able to allow me to express myself and to put things in words. Like I went through her class where we did freedom dreams, like made us think about what freedom meant. And I think that those right there are the building blocks that ultimately help me become better. And when I say better, I think of better as more or less like a growth, as to become a better thinker, to become like a better person all the way around the board. Because when you think different, you act different, and different things begin, to basically materialize for you, within you, and around you. And I think that those were some of the very key moments. Not to mention, like the times when it was me alone working to get my paralegal certificate, and the day I got that, or working to finally finish that associate's degree in accounting and those type of things. Those moments there are some that marked like points throughout my life and my incarceration that really changed me. And the reason I say that is because it let me know that I could achieve, and I was more than what they claimed I was, even though they were wrong. But it really is really something that nobody could ever take away from you. At the end of the day, I could go buy something from somewhere or commissary, but that could be taken away. I could go do something and whatever, but having that education was something that nobody could ever take away. You couldn't lock me in a cell and tell me I wasn't an accountant. I still was an accountant, you know. So to me, those things are